empty house.
Hey y'all, hey, this is your girl Drea. So before I get into the whole episode, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel. We are building our tribe up here. So don't forget to, hit the like button, share this content, and also to subscribe to the channel. Thank you in advance. So y'all, this your girl Drea, a brown girl from Boston, and I wasn't even going to talk about this week, but honey, between folks arguing about the rapture, and I thought it was Anita Baker doing a whole remastering, remake of Caught Up in the Rapture, and the rapture, the definition is intense joy, right? But when I started seeing this on my timeline everywhere, along with people co-signing Cardi B, what she got going on. I was like, hold on. I need all y'all to come to the front of the Brown Girl congregation. I couldn't even get the word out because therapy is needed. And it is showing loudly, daily on the apps. Whatever apps you use, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, X, Twitter, Instagram, all them apps. And so I'm like, let y'all girl make a podcast episode with love and not shade because I've been there. I've been on Delulu Island a few times myself. Sat on the therapy couch a few times, and I also too been the one holding space as a therapist when I was practicing social worker and therapist. And honey, some of us are crying out for every help, for all the help, and every post, every caption, every rant, every post, and it's just actually trauma response. And so before you click off, don't click off yet because it's some good information, or clutch your pearls and be like, I'm not rocking with Drea this week. This isn't a judgment piece. This isn't a rant. This is love. This is community care. This is me as a Black woman, a professor, a social worker, a home girl, the fly girl, whatever you want to call it. I want to tell y'all that therapy, it ain't a luxury. It's actually a necessity, especially for the world that we're living in, because there's just so much going on. And I feel like every time we tap into social media, it's something else that's going on that's amplifying fear. And in the Bible, it talks about at least over 300 times, do not fear, right? And so many times we're like, I'm a Christian, I'm a this, I'm a that. And the thing that we should fear, we don't. And the thing that bring us into like a fear trauma response, we fear that, right? And so I don't want that for you. So we all been taught to carry all the things, to be strong, to be silent, to be everything for everyone. But no one never taught us to heal. So I want you to think about anybody in your family. Have they ever taught you to heal? Have they been a good example of, hey, let's go from surviving to thriving, right? Because every time we talk about therapy, or I talk about therapy, and I talk about it a lot, people like to click off because it's like, I don't want to hear that. And therapy is only for a certain group. Like I said, it's not. Therapy is important for all of us. So let's unpack this episode real quick. So, too many of us, especially in our community, think therapy is for the rich, the weak, or for YT folks. But let's keep it all the way real. It's for everybody. And it's been a big stigma, even when I was in undergrad school and even before then, that, oh, therapy, you're crazy if you go to therapy, or it's only targeted for folks who, have resources. But therapy is not that. It's actually a sacred pause. It's a sacred blueprint to help you navigate your, I would say, past seasons in your life to how you're going to get to the new season that you are in your life with grace, with resiliency, with coping skills, with, I don't even like to say survival skills, but the survival skills that's going to help you to thrive and to amplify your dopeness, your greatness. Therapy is pretty much choosing yourself. And also, too, is choosing to break repeating cycles, patterns, because we keep hearing about generational trauma. And a lot of times when we're talking about generational trauma, it's all about how do I stop repeating the cycles that, let's say, 3, 4 generations have been doing. And in my generation, I'm going to stop so I won't pass the pain or the trauma onto my future lineage, to my kids, to my grandkids, to my great grandkids, right? And I know people don't want to keep breaking down in private and then be like, you know what, I'm good in public. Or what I see on a daily basis from so many people and people that I love and I care for, they putting all their business on social media, crashing out on social media on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. And they don't want to hear the real talk of, yo, you probably need to go sit on somebody's couch. Or maybe you need to take a sacred pause and really self-reflect on a daily basis why I keep crashing out. What is that one thing that's holding me back to going to the next level? What is that one thing that's not helping me to thrive or helping me to find inner peace or helping me to have the happiness or helping me to be content with my life as it is, and knowing that this is not going to be permanent. This is not going to be a permanent thing, that you can change your life anytime you want to. So when we skip therapy, this is what happens, y'all. Like, you probably see this too. We project, we see projection. We may even project. We may even sabotage something so dope like a job offer, moving to a better neighborhood, having accessibility to of a better quality of life, which, healthcare, food, water, nature, a better relationship. And we usually ghost good people because we're like, yo, I don't want to hear that therapy talk. I don't want to hear that spirituality talk. I don't want to hear that great emotional health talk. And instead, we trauma bond instead of forming real healthy relationships. And trauma bond is like, oh, this person is projecting their trauma out loud on social media. Well, I'm going to ask, hey, what's wrong, girl? Me too. Oh my God, me too. Instead of really having those real healthy relationships and conversations. Now, that's another thing I've been seeing. We keep blaming the ex. the previous ex, 10 exes ago, right? We blame them. See, they did this to me, they did that to me, but also too, majority of the time, and I'm gonna hold your hand while saying this, we also participated in the nonsense with our ex. We saw the red flags with our ex, right? And we was so trauma bonded because maybe that ex looked so good. They drove a certain car. They live in a certain neighborhood. They provided resources, right? Instead of saying, hey, I'm going to get it on my own. And now you're blaming the ex for doing ABC 1, 2, 3. And you have to also to turn that mirror around and look at yourself and say, okay, but why did I stay so long? Not to blame the victim. Let's get that straight. Not to blame the victim. We blame our job. Oh, I hate my job. I hate my supervisor. And if only they see my light, and if only they see my worth. But what if your supervisor told you you need to clean up your attitude, clean up your behavior? Then you can get to the bag of getting a promotion, right? So you see how that goes? Your childhood. Now, all of us may say, I didn't have a good childhood. My childhood was okay. My parents didn't do this. My parents didn't do that. Okay, your parents did the best that they could for what they had. So whether that was your biological parents, whether that was your foster care parents, whether that was your adopted parents, right? Or whoever, your guardian. Yes, you had trauma in your childhood. Your parents may have been emotionally unavailable, may have been addicted to substances, whatever the case is. But at a big age, when are you going to take responsibility for your healing and say, I'm not going to go down the same path as my parents. I'm not going to keep blaming my parents because they didn't know any better. And of course, as my favorite poet, Maya Angelou said, when you know better, you then do better, right? So if you know better than your parents and saw those patterns, now it's time for you to break up with those patterns and start developing healthy patterns. And my last one, your zodiac sign. I'm a Capricorn. Hello, my name is Andrea and I'm a Capricorn. But for real, like I am a Capricorn, and me and my friends, we talk about it, we laugh about it. I don't base that off of my whole personality, right? Now there's like some bits and pieces of, being a Capricorn, being a Scorpio, Pisces, whatever your sign is. You may say, oh yeah, that could be a little bit of truth about myself, but that's not my whole personality. That's not my whole being. And so many people be like, well, my ex was a Scorpio, and they was toxic, and all Scorpios are toxic. What? Once again, you need to go seek therapy. So you probably never sat with your own pain long enough to understand. So this is what I want you all to do. I want you all to take a deep breath, spend at least 5 minutes a day with yourself. No electronics, no TV, no music, and self-reflect your day. How's your day going? How are you feeling? How's your body feeling? How are you feeling emotionally? When's the last time you connected to the God that you serve, right? So really just understand yourself. And if you want to take it a bit further, you can also too journal that. Also too, I'm not saying all this to blame, to put shame on you or to blame you. I want everyone to be free. So when I talked about the zodiac sign, childhood, your job, your ex, like it's not a shame session. I want you all to be free. So what does therapy teaches you? So this is from someone who's been in and out of therapy at least, I'm gonna put it out there, like 20 years. And I just finished my therapy session with my therapist about 2 weeks ago. And this helped me to become more expressive and creative. So therapy teaches you how to regulate your emotions instead of reacting out of pain, instead of crashing out, right? It really just helps you to sit with yourself, to really process that emotion, to not react, but rather to shift the reaction to a response. And even if you need to respond, right? So taking that pause. Like I just mentioned, you want to pause before you crash out. What do you need to grieve that you never got a chance to grieve? Like, for instance, the second time around when I went to my therapist, I really didn't grieve the things that I went through when I mentioned in episode 1. So go back and check out episode 1 of why I took my sacred pause of just my life transitioning from 2024. I had a lot of L's. I took a lot of L's in 2024. Yeah, I had some celebratory moments in 2024 into 2025, but I took a lot of L's and I was like, man, and I really have to grieve that. And I'm taking that time now to grieve and to release and not to crash out with folks and not to shift the blame on people, right? And also too, I had learned how to stop um being, oh, I'm strong, I'm stoic, and really tap into my self awareness. And what does that look like for me? Everybody's self awareness may look different. For me, when I created my prayer closet, I do that every day. I pray in my prayer closet, I meditate, I pray. That really helps to regulate my nervous system. It really helps me to let go and say, okay, God, I surrender all this to you because I cannot take on this burden, right? So also what I'm learning is to not be a savior and start being a whole woman and not carry people who never was never meant for me to carry, because me as a person, I want to do it all, carry it all for people. And I'm like, yo, these people are grown. And I had to unlearn that and unpack that. And that their burdens wasn't mine to carry. And also, too, to give my inner child room to breathe, to grow, and even love on my inner child as well. So we also got to let go of the excuses, the I don't got time for, I just talk to God. You can add God, spirituality, religiosity, and therapy all together. Here's another one, and I heard this in my own family. I don't want people in my business. Honey, when you talking to a therapist, it's between you and them. Unless you are saying you got homicidal and suicidal ideation, that's when they will breach confidentiality. But they're not going to go and run and tell your business like a homegirl or a homeboy would, right? So it's a safe space. Also, too, therapists don't understand people like me. You'll be surprised that who will understand you as a therapist. So let's unpack this. You talk to God, love it. You probably got a prayer closet like me. That's what's up. Keep doing that. But even Jesus had 12 disciples, right? He had a community. He also too needed someone to talk to besides Jehovah God. He also had tools. You need someone trained to help you untangle what you've been carrying since childhood, what you've been carrying since that past relationship, what you've been carrying since, that last job. You need someone to really lay those burdens down. And it's God and it's your therapist. That's what's up. Also, too, don't tell me that you don't have time. We have time to stroll on social media. We got time to go back and forth with folks in the comment section. We got time to do all the things, right? To put that makeup on. I love putting my makeup on and getting my hair done. So don't tell me you don't have time. You have to prioritize your healing in the top 3. Of course you want to look cute. Honey, I'm all about looking fly, looking cute. But you want to prioritize your healing, your emotional health, your mental health. Because if you are not feeling good mentally or physically, yeah, you may look good, but you may be a mess. So stop using mascara therapy and be like, oh, I look good and I can mask, my pain with makeup. But you are wondering why you keep attracting the same people and aligning with the same people, because you haven't taken the time to heal, to unpack, to unlearn things. All right. So I'm not trying to be all preachy. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I just want to really just love on you and understand that, and let you all understand that it's okay to get help. And also, too, I know, well, I'm telling y'all, your girl, I know what it's like to be burnt out. Go listen to episode 1. I know what it's like to be bitter. I know what it's like to have a whole lot of burden in your life. And once I went to therapy to unpack those things and to really not just go to therapy to talk it out, but actually apply the knowledge and the tools that was given to me by my therapist, I have seen my life shift and elevate in so many different ways. And, God was like, I'm giving you this resource for a reason, to prioritize yourself. Also, too, I know what it's like to cry in the shower, to log into Zoom, doing the cute smile. Y'all know I love to smile. I have a beautiful smile. I make sure I invest in my hygiene, my teeth hygiene, my dental hygiene. And I also know what it's like to be the strong friend who's barely holding on. I'm giving so much dope advice while I'm like, man, I need to take that same advice that I'm giving to my friend and also to apply it in my own life. So if you don't know where to start here. So in the description, make sure y'all look in the description. I'll link some resources for everyone. Affordable, sliding scale, culturally competent, virtual. Also, too, if you have a job, you work full time, please utilize your employee assistance program. And they give you usually like 12 weeks of 12 weeks of session. So you're talking about what, 3 months So you can't beat that. 3, 4 months, right? So whether you need a Black woman therapist, a male therapist, someone who gets your faith, or someone who understands your lived experience, help is out there. And then don't just like, oh, well, this person didn't work. Interview the potential therapist. If that first therapist you interview is not working for you, y'all not in alignment, keep going. It's okay. Then their feelings not gonna be hurt. Everyone is not for you, and you're not for everyone. All right. Also, too, final thoughts before we closing on out. Stop co-signing dysfunctional in the name of culture, loyalty, or survival, right? Um, I'm not a Cardi B fan, and I've seen so many people co-sign that behavior. I see so many people co-sign Papoose, Remy Ma, and Clarissa Shields behavior, right? I'm just not in the line with that stuff. You were not created to suffer and call it strength. Like, this life is so dope. This life is so beautiful. And you wasn't called or created to suffer. You was called and created to do amazing things in this dope life. So let therapy help you reclaim your joy. Let it help you communicate better, help you tap into your creativity, to your joy, to your peace, to your purpose, to your beautifulness, right? Help you, let therapy help you love better, help you choose better. Oh my God. I keep saying every time I go to therapy, I'm like, yo, it's like a different level for me, right? It's like the Mario. I used to love Super Mario, Nintendo, and you keep going to the levels, like you keep beating the levels, right? Help you to trust better. It helps you to show up better. When I go to therapy, I show up as my authentic self each and every time, because sometimes I forget who I am, because this world can make you harden. It can make you bitter. And like when I go to therapy and really unpack and unlearn some things, it helps me to show up better for myself, for my purpose, for my people, the people that I serve. And also, to therapy and your healing is not just for you, it's for your future. Whatever your future is, it's for your future children, your future spouse, your peace. When you get older, you don't look back like, oh, I should have did this, I should have did that, or you look back and you just see nothing but bitterness. So I just want to hit y'all with the final thought. But if this hits you in your chest and your heart and your gut, good. If it's gonna make it dog collar, good. That's your cue to start your therapy journey. Even if it's just researching a therapist today, you can even reach out to me and we could talk more about what a therapist looked like, how I knew my therapist was the one. It's like a relationship. I could definitely have a conversation. Even if you journal about what you need, definitely get a therapist. And if you want me to keep this real talk series going on, let me know in the comment section. I want to hear from y'all. Should I make this like y'all need therapy Tuesday, Thursday, whatever day? Let me know, and I could keep talking about therapy as well. And remember, you're not alone. You're not broken. You are becoming. So pray to become the woman, the man that you want to be. So have that visualization. What do you want to become? What do you want to look like? What do you want to feel like? What do you want to dress like, right? What energy you want to permeate into the world, because you are becoming somebody dope. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this to your people, share this to somebody out of love. Like I said, don't take this personally. Take it to the heart, to the chest, to the stomach, to help you become better. Because, like I said, when you know better, you do better, and then you start feeling better. So much love and light to you all. Peace.